and welcome to Base Camp. I'm Pastor Pat. An introvert is someone who prefers not to be around a bunch of people, and an extrovert is someone who really enjoys being around a lot of people. Which one are you? Do you prefer crowds or to be alone? I was surprised to recently discover that Evil Villain Man doesn't really like to be alone, but I have a feeling he's not as alone as he thinks he is.
Yes, it is I, Evil Villain Man. And this is my greatest idea yet, which is saying something because all my ideas are great ideas. Having lost my niece, the pink purveyor of persnickety... wait, no, that's right. Now she goes by the pink purveyor of peacefulness. Ugh, I still say that's a dreadful name. Having lost her to goodness, but she does still send me donuts from time to time, so what you gonna do? Anyway, long story short, I need a new sidekick, so I'm holding open auditions. The position doesn't pay that great. There's not a lot of money in evil. Plus, since I'm evil, I end up taking whatever you make. But we have a great retirement plan. It basically consists of spending the rest of your life in prison, but hey, free housing. And in this market, that's saying something. So, let me see what you've got. Yes, Ding Dong Ditch. Very annoying and evil. A bit childish, perhaps, but you can't go wrong with an old classic. What you can go wrong with, however, is getting caught. This footage is taken from your victim's doorbell camera. The whole point of Ding Dong Ditch is them not knowing who rang their doorbell. You used their footage of you for your audition tape. Definitely a no. Ooh, a bank heist. Being evil is definitely expensive. We could use a good revenue stream. But what we definitely could not use is getting caught. This video is from the bank security cameras. What is with these villains using their victims' videos? If someone's watching you, you're not getting away. This is also a no. Wow! Breaking out of jail! Now that is impressive! Of course, being filmed doing it by a police car dash cam is not. What's the point of breaking out of jail if you're immediately going to be put right back in again? Because you've been spotted. So, that's a no. Oh my badness. Don't any of these sidekick wannabes understand that in order to not get caught, you've got to not be seen?
Why would they understand it when you don't?
Who said that? Pat-Man, what are you doing on my computer broadcast?
Yes, Evil Villain Man, I, Pat-Man, am onto your wicked ways. Using my Super Pat computer hacking skills, I was able to tap into your video feed on the Pat computer and have been watching all of your sinister secret shenanigans. Lady Justice may be blind, but that doesn't stop her from seeing all of your nasty no-goodness. I have spotted your sneakiness and stopped it before it started.
Rotten apples! You have spoiled my plans again, Pat-Man. But I'll be back and get you soon enough.
You will try, but I will be watching and waiting.
Until we meet again, Pat-Man. Evil Villain Man, out!
You may be out, Evil Villain Man, but with my eyes trained on you, you'll never be out and about. I'll see you later. Evil Villain Man may not like it, but it doesn't look like he'll be getting away with anything for a long time. Not with his every move being seen by Pat-Man. Secrecy is sin's best friend. That's why John chapter 3 verse 20 says, "Everyone who does evil hates the light and will not come into the light for fear that their deeds will be exposed." But what people often don't realize is nothing is done in secret. Someone is always watching. David learned that the hard way. Most of the time, as we've been learning about King David, he's been the good guy, a man after God's own heart. But even people who love God sometimes do bad things. In 2 Samuel chapter 11, David did a very bad thing. Instead of leading his army in war like the king was supposed to, he stayed behind while his men fought. One night, while up on his roof, he spotted the wife of one of his most loyal soldiers, a woman named Bathsheba. He thought that she was pretty, so he had her brought to him. Afterwards, she was going to have a baby, and David was the father. Now, David knew that wouldn't look good, so he brought her husband, a man named Uriah, home from the war to try to trick him into thinking that the baby was his. When that didn't work, he sent the loyal Uriah back to the war and commanded his general to make sure that Uriah was killed in battle. Once that happened, David then married the soldier's widow, with no one knowing that the baby she was going to have was actually his. He thought he had gotten away with everything. No one knew the horrible things that he had done, except someone did know. God knew. In 2 Samuel chapter 12, the Lord sent the prophet Nathan to confront David. He had Nathan tell David a story about a poor man who had nothing but one little lamb that he loved like part of his family. The poor man had a very rich neighbor with many sheep and cattle. But when the rich man had a guest come to visit, instead of feeding him one of his many animals, he went next door and took the poor man's lamb, killed it, and fed it to his friend. When David heard this, he was furious. He wanted the rich man to be punished severely. Nathan looked at David and told him, "You are the man." God had given David everything, and yet David took everything from Uriah, even his life. Now, God was going to punish David. David thought no one knew what bad things he had been up to, but God had seen it all. Nothing we do is ever hidden from him. It can be tempting sometimes to do wrong things when we think no one is watching. Maybe take something that isn't ours, cheat, lie. But wrong is wrong and right is right, even if we think we're getting away with it. And we never actually are. God sees it all. Let's live lives of integrity, lives that show we love God even when we don't think anyone else can see what we're doing, because God sees it. I want Him to be proud of me even in secret, not disappointed in needing to discipline me because I hoped He wasn't there. God is always watching. That can be a good thing or a difficult thing, depending on what we choose to do when we think that we're alone. Let's make it a good thing. Thanks for joining us today for Base Camp, a ministry of Summit Church in beautiful Bozeman, Montana. We have services every Sunday at 10 o'clock. You are also welcome to join us online anytime. Our website is summitchurchmt.com, and we're on Facebook and YouTube at Summit Church MT. Our children's ministry Facebook page is Base Camp Kids Min. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share while you're here. God values our integrity, doing what's right even when we think no one is watching. David made a mistake and forgot that. Let's learn from his mistake. I'll see you next time. Bye! Prying Batman constantly looking over my shoulder, I can't get away with anything. But
I, evil villain man, am not known as a super evil genius for nothing, for I have figured out that you can't watch what you can't see. So all I have to do is turn the lights out. Now to walk over to... I think I have also figured something else out. You can't watch your step when you can't see either.